In the quiet town of Harmony Springs, a woman seeks solace after losing her husband. Little does she know, her journey to healing will inspire an entire community. Martha pulled her old sedan into the gravel driveway of her new home in Harmony Springs. The house, a quaint cottage with white picket fences, was exactly what she had imagined. The crisp autumn air filled her lungs as she stepped out of the car, the leaves crunching under her feet. This was her fresh start, a place to heal and find solace after the loss of her beloved husband. Henry, the town, with its charming buildings and friendly faces, seemed to welcome her with open arms. As she unpacked her belongings, the soft hum of a nearby church bell filled the air, a gentle reminder of the peace she sought. Martha's heart ached with a mix of sadness and hope. She had spent years as a nurse, healing others, but now she needed healing herself. Harmony Springs, with its promises of tranquility and community, was her sanctuary. As she settled into her new home, she couldn't help but feel a sense of both trepidation and excitement. The town had a way of making her feel both safe and uncertain, a strange dichotomy that only added to its allure. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the town, Martha sat on her porch, a cup of tea in hand. The quiet solitude was a stark contrast to the bustling city she had left behind, but it was exactly what she needed. She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of her past slowly lifting. Harmony Springs was more than just a town. It was a place of redemption, a place where she could find herself again. As she sipped her tea, she heard the faint sound of laughter from a neighboring house. It was a reminder that life went on, even in the face of loss, and she was determined to find her place in this new chapter of her life. The next morning, Martha woke to the sound of birds chirping outside her window. The sun streamed in, casting a golden light over her room. She dressed quickly, eager to explore her new surroundings. As she walked down the familiar streets of the town, she noticed the friendly nods and smiles from the locals. It was a welcome change from the anonymity of city life. She stopped by the local bakery, the aroma of fresh bread and pastries filling the air. The baker, a warm-hearted woman with a contagious smile, greeted her with a friendly hello. Martha ordered a loaf of bread, feeling a sense of comfort in the simple act of buying something so ordinary. As she left the bakery, she noticed a small park across the street. Children played on the swings, their laughter filling the air. She sat on a bench, watching them, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. This was what she had been searching for, a place where she could heal, where she could find solace, and where she could start anew. As the days turned into weeks, Martha began to feel more at home in Harmony Springs. She joined a local book club, attended the weekly farmers market, and even started volunteering at the community center. The town, with its tight-knit community and warm-hearted people, was exactly what she needed. But little did she know, her journey to healing would take an unexpected turn, one that would change her life forever. One crisp autumn afternoon, Martha decided to take a leisurely walk through the nearby woods. The leaves crunched under her feet, and the air was filled with the scent of pine and damp earth. She breathed deeply, feeling the tension in her shoulders ease. The solitude was a balm to her soul, a chance to escape the weight of her grief, if only for a moment. As she ventured deeper into the forest, she stumbled upon a small clearing. In the center stood an old, weathered cabin, its walls covered in ivy. The sight of it stirred something deep within her, a sense of nostalgia and longing. She approached the cabin cautiously, her heart pounding in her chest. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit interior. The cabin was filled with an eclectic mix of furniture and knickknacks, each piece telling a story of its own. As Martha explored the cabin, she noticed a framed photograph on the mantelpiece. It depicted a young woman, her eyes sparkling with mischief and joy. There was something familiar about her, something that tugged at Martha's heart. She picked up the photograph, examining it more closely. As she did, she heard a soft whisper from behind her. "You shouldn't be in here." Martha turned to see an elderly woman standing in the doorway, her eyes fixed on the photograph in Martha's hand. The woman's expression was a mix of surprise and sadness. "I'm sorry," Martha stammered, quickly replacing the photograph. "I didn't mean to intrude. I was just out for a walk and saw the cabin." The elderly woman stepped into the room, her gaze never leaving Martha's face. "It's all right," she said softly. "This cabin belongs to everyone in Harmony Springs. It's a place where we come to remember and to heal." Martha felt a lump form in her throat. "I lost my husband," she whispered. "He was my everything, and now I feel so lost." The elderly woman nodded, her eyes filled with understanding. "I know that pain," she said. "My husband passed away many years ago, and this cabin has been my sanctuary ever since. It's a place where we can share our stories, our memories, and our grief." She extended her hand. "I'm Elizabeth, by the way." Martha shook her hand, feeling a sense of connection. "I'm Martha," she said. "I just moved to Harmony Springs. I needed a change, a place to heal." Elizabeth smiled warmly. "You've come to the right place," she said. "Harmony Springs has a way of healing the soul. And this cabin, it's a place where we can find comfort in our shared pain." As they talked, Martha felt a sense of peace wash over her. She had found someone who understood her grief, someone who could guide her on her journey to healing. Elizabeth invited her to stay for tea, and as they sat by the cabin's fireplace, the warmth of the fire and the comfort of Elizabeth's presence began to mend the broken pieces of Martha's heart. As they shared stories and laughter, Martha knew she had found more than just a friend, she had found a community, a place where she could heal and find redemption. As they parted ways, Elizabeth handed Martha a small handwritten note. "Come back anytime," she said. "The cabin is always open, and so is my heart." Martha thanked her, feeling a renewed sense of hope as she walked back to her cottage. The woods seemed brighter, the air sweeter. Harmony Springs had shown her a glimmer of light in her darkest hour, and she was ready to embrace it. The days that followed Martha's encounter with Elizabeth were filled with a sense of purpose and renewal. She found herself drawn back to the old cabin in the woods, seeking solace in its quiet corners and the comfort of Elizabeth's presence. The cabin became her sanctuary, a place where she could unburden her heart and find healing in the shared stories of grief and loss. Martha began to visit the cabin regularly, often bringing a small offering, a loaf of homemade bread, a bouquet of wildflowers, or a handwritten note. Each visit deepened her bond with Elizabeth, and she found herself opening up about her past, her memories of Henry, and the emptiness she felt in his absence. Elizabeth listened patiently, her eyes filled with empathy and understanding. She shared her own stories of loss and healing, reminding Martha that she was not alone in her pain. Together, they found strength in their shared experiences, and the cabin became a place of healing and redemption. One day, as Martha sat by the fireplace, a book caught her eye. It was an old, leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed with age. Curious, she picked it up and began to leaf through the pages. The journal was filled with stories, memoirs, and letters from the townspeople of Harmony Springs. Each entry was a testament to their struggles, their triumphs, and their journey to healing. Martha was moved by the raw emotion and honesty in the pages. She realized that the cabin was more than just a place of solace, it was a repository of the town's collective memories and pain. Elizabeth noticed Martha's fascination with the journal and smiled. "That journal has been a part of this cabin for as long as I can remember," she said. "It's a place where people come to share their stories, to find comfort in the knowledge that they are not alone. Would you like to add your own story?" Martha hesitated for a moment, then nodded. She took the journal and began to write, pouring her heart out onto the pages. She wrote about Henry, about their life together, and about the emptiness she felt in his absence. She wrote about her journey to Harmony Springs and the hope she found in the town and its people. As she wrote, she felt a sense of release, as if the weight of her grief was lifting. When she finished, she closed the journal and placed it back on the shelf. Elizabeth placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "You've taken the first step towards healing," she said softly. "Sharing your story is the beginning of your journey to redemption." Martha felt a tear slip down her cheek. "Thank you, Elizabeth," she whispered. "Thank you for showing me the way." As the days turned into weeks, Martha continued to visit the cabin, adding her own entries to the journal and reading the stories of others. She found solace in the shared experiences and strength in the knowledge that she was not alone. The cabin became her haven, a place where she could find peace and healing. But little did she know, her journey was about to take an unexpected turn, one that would change her life forever. As Martha spent more time in Harmony Springs, she began to notice the subtle signs of a deeper connection within the town. The residents seemed to share an unspoken bond, a sense of belonging that went beyond mere neighborliness. She wondered about the secret that held them together, the glue that made their community so tightly knit. One evening, as she walked home from the cabin, she decided to stop by the local diner. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee and homemade pies filled the air, and the familiar chatter of regular patrons created a warm, inviting atmosphere. Martha sat at the counter ordering a slice of apple pie and a cup of coffee. As she waited, she overheard snippets of conversations around her. Words like the cabin, shared stories, and healing journey floated through the air. It was as if the cabin in the woods was more than just a physical place, it was the heart of Harmony Springs. The diner's owner, a jovial woman named Rose, noticed Martha's curiosity and approached her with a friendly smile. "You're new here, aren't you?" Rose asked. "I'm Martha," she replied, extending her hand. "I moved here a few weeks ago. I've been spending a lot of time at the cabin in the woods." Rose's eyes lit up with recognition. "Ah, the cabin," she said softly. "It's a special place, isn't it? A place where we all come to find solace and share our stories." Martha leaned in, her voice low. "I've been wondering about the town's secret," she admitted, "the bond that seems to hold everyone together." Rose chuckled, her eyes twinkling with warmth. "It's not a secret, dear," she said. "It's a shared journey. Harmony Springs is a place where people come to heal, to find redemption, and to support each other. The cabin is the center of it all. It's where we share our stories, our pain, and our triumphs. It's where we find comfort in knowing that we are not alone." Martha's eyes widened with understanding. "So, the journal in the cabin?" Rose nodded. "Yes, it's a testament to our collective experiences. Every entry is a piece of our hearts, a part of our healing journey. It's what makes Harmony Springs unique." Martha felt a sense of awe and gratitude. She had found more than just a town, she had found a community that understood her pain and supported her healing. As she finished her pie and coffee, she thanked Rose for her insights. "I'm glad I found Harmony Springs," she said sincerely. "It's exactly what I needed." Rose smiled warmly. "We're glad to have you, Martha. Remember, the cabin is always open. And so are our hearts." As Martha walked home, the town seemed to glow with a new light. She understood now the unspoken bond that held Harmony Springs together, the shared journey of healing and redemption. The next day, Martha returned to the cabin, her heart filled with a renewed sense of purpose. She picked up the journal and began to read the stories of the townspeople, feeling a deep connection to their experiences. As she wrote her own entry, she realized that her journey was not just about finding solace but about becoming a part of something greater, a community that healed together. The cabin, with its walls filled with stories, became her sanctuary, her place of healing, and her connection to the heart of Harmony Springs. And as she sat there, surrounded by the shared pain and triumphs of the townspeople, she knew that she had found her place, her purpose, and her redemption. As the seasons changed and the first snowflakes began to fall, Martha found herself more integrated into the fabric of Harmony Springs than ever before. The cabin in the woods had become her sanctuary, a place where she could pour out her heart and find solace in the shared stories of others. Her bond with Elizabeth deepened, and she began to see the town not just as a place to heal, but as her home. One cold winter evening, as Martha sat by the Eben's fireplace, she heard a soft knock at the door. Opening it, she found a young woman standing on the porch, her eyes filled with tears. The woman's name was Sarah, and she was new to Harmony Springs. Having moved there after a personal tragedy, Martha invited her in, offering her a cup of hot tea to warm her chilled hands. Sarah's story was heart-wrenching. She had lost her child in a sudden accident, and the grief had left her feeling lost and alone. Martha listened patiently. Remembering her own journey of healing, she shared her own experiences, the pain she had endured, and the solace she had found in Harmony Springs. Sarah's eyes flickered with a glimmer of hope as she listened. Martha handed her the journal, the same one that had held the stories of so many others. "Write your story," Martha said softly. "Share your pain, your grief, and your journey to healing. This journal is a testament to our shared experiences, and it will help you find comfort and redemption." Sarah took the journal, her hands trembling slightly. As she began to write, Martha could see the weight lifting from her shoulders. The cabin, with its walls filled with stories of hope and healing, became Sarah's sanctuary, just as it had become Martha's. Days turned into weeks, and Sarah's visits to the cabin became more frequent. She found comfort in the shared stories and strength in the knowledge that she was not alone. Meanwhile, Martha continued her own journey of healing, volunteering at the community center and joining the local book club. She found joy in helping others, in sharing her story, and in being a part of Harmony Springs. One sunny spring afternoon, as Martha walked through the town, she noticed the community center bustling with activity. A new mural was being painted on the wall, depicting scenes of healing, hope, and redemption. The townspeople had gathered to contribute their own artwork, each stroke of the brush a testament to their shared journey. Martha approached the mural, her heart swelling with pride and gratitude. She saw Elizabeth painting a scene of the cabin in the woods, surrounded by blooming flowers and warm sunshine. Elizabeth looked up and smiled at Martha. "This is our story," she said, "the story of Harmony Springs, of healing and of redemption." Martha nodded, her eyes filled with tears of joy. "It's beautiful," she whispered. As the days passed, the mural became a symbol of the town's unity and strength. It was a reminder of their shared journey, of the pain they had endured, and of the healing they had found. Martha stood before the mural, her heart filled with a sense of purpose and belonging. She had come to Harmony Springs seeking solace, and she had found so much more. She had found a community that understood her pain, that supported her healing, and that had become her family. Martha realized that her redemption was not just about finding solace in her grief but about becoming a beacon of hope for others. Her story was a testament to the power of community, the strength of shared experiences, and the healing power of storytelling. And as she stood there, surrounded by the love and support of Harmony Springs, she knew that she had truly found her redemption.